Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing well. The exam is fast approaching and I haven't heard back from some of you. Some keeping regular contact with, but some people I haven't heard much. So I just hope that this is a good sign rather than bad sign. Hope you guys going well and you don't need to contact me because you're actually going well. Now, just for 5 minutes or maybe less or a bit more, I want to walk through a few things about your exam. Now, the first thing you need to do is to run the RPNow program on your device that you're going to use for your exam. You should do that this week to allow sufficient time to resolve any issues that you may have. Now, so let me just share the website. Okay, so here, so this is our course site. Now, when you click that one, there is online exam preparation and mandatory training quiz. Now, I know that most of you, this is not your first online exam, so you will be quite familiar with the process, which is great, but still, download the program because RPNow or PSI, they go through upgrades or updates quite regularly. So if you downloaded this and then you create a shortcut previously, and you keep on using the shortcut, you may have missed out on the major updates upgrade they have gone through recently. So download that from step 3 and then run it, even though you have done it 10 times before, do it still. So download it, run the program, and complete the mandatory training quiz. Obviously, I'm skipping because assuming that this is not your first online exam. Previously, you would have read through everything, yes, and then you know what you're required to do, or the exam rules, which is very, very, very important. Yeah, and then once you download the software and open or run the program, and you can access the mandatory training quiz. Now, obviously, I'm not accessing this mandatory training quiz via RPNow, so I can't access it because when I try to do it, it will ask for password, which I don't know, I don't have. Now, if you run RPNow, if you are accessing this mandatory training quiz via RPNow, then you will see the green button on top of your screen saying that insert exam password. That's the button that you need to click, and it will automatically insert the password there for you. Now, you need to complete this so it's recorded for us to check in case you encounter any issues during the exam and you have to apply for secondary exam or assessment, that we will check across whether you completed this mandatory training quiz or not. If you haven't completed this before the exam and you're required to complete this for each exam, then your application will be denied. So I know you may think, oh my God, I've done it so many times. This is not my first online exam, but still do it. It won't take long for you. So at least we can check that you have done that. You have downloaded the latest version of RPNow and you completed this mandatory training quiz. So do that to humor us, and it won't be a waste of time. Just in case you encounter any issues, because we need the record that you have done this, okay? So that was the biggest part. Obviously, on the exam day, you don't go there. On the exam day, you actually come here and find the exam. I haven't made the folder available at the moment, but you see at the moment this will be hidden, but I'll make it visible for you so you know where the exams will be located. So on the exam day, you come here, come to the course site and click that one. Yes, and their information. I wonder, or maybe it is available. So at the moment, these exams are hidden, or maybe you can see this, not the exams. So if you don't see this link, these two links, that's fine because they are hidden. On the exam day, you will come to CIA website, go to the folder, and on the exam day, we are going to hide all of this. So what you will actually see on the exam day might be, or just before the exam, we'll hide this about half hour before the exam, the only thing you'll see is a welcome tab and the exam tab. So you can find the exams easily, yeah? Now, if I'm trying to get into it, we'll see if it'll let me. So this is what you will see. And so on the exam day, you will click OK when you're ready. Now, a few things before I get to that. So this is a closed book exam. No materials allowed. There will be no calculation, so you don't need to use a calculator or Excel file. So there is no Excel file that you will use for this exam. Everything will be just answered within the Moodle. So you will be given with a text box underneath of each question, and you just type away your answers. If you have any issues during the exam, contact RP Now Support. That's your first point of call or first point of contact. And you can find the contact support button on top of your browser, RP Now browser. When you run the program, you will see on top of the screen contact support, that it will open up the chatting box, and then you can ask them how to resolve the issues that you are experiencing. Hope you don't have any issues. Anyway, now, for whatever reasons your computer freezes or internet drops out, so you can't actually talk to them on the internet, then you may call IT. Either way, you need to ask them to provide you the transcript of the contacts showing that you had issues and you have contacted them. Without the evidence, your secondary exam, or if you need to apply for a secondary exam, the application may be denied, yeah? So you need to keep the record. So read that through, that will be on the exam quiz page. Now, so obviously if you're trying to get in, you can't get in because you need the password. So that's when you need to click the insert exam password button that you will see on top of your screen when you run the RP Now program, yeah? So click the button that it will automatically insert the password for you, and then you can you can start the exam. If you have any questions, please contact me, then I can talk you through in more detail, but I believe that most of you actually have completed online exams before, so I'm not too worried. However, if you have any concerns or any questions, give me a call. Okay, with regards to your exam, now we have a practice exam there. So in week 10, do you see practice exam? And there are suggested solutions. I actually double checked with the practice exam and our actual final exam. They are very similar in terms of the structure and format. Even the question number is the same. So part A of the exam, you will have 3 questions. I just checked that your final exam, the exam part A, question 1 will be 50 marks worth. Question 2 will be 20 and question 3 will be 15. So in practice, it's a 14, 20, 16, but in your final exam, the mark allocations will be 15, 20, 15. And even the questions are quite similar. It will be scenario-based questions. So you will be given with a scenario like this, and then at the end, you'll be required to do something. And then you type it away. So this is very similar to exam structure. And part A have 3 questions, and part 2 of your exam, part B of your exam has 2 questions, both 25 marks each. Once again, all of the questions, there are no calculations. All the questions are scenario-based. You will be given with a scenario and you need to answer. So if you do practice exams, it is a really good preparation for your final exam because they are actually quite similar. In terms of the questions that you may get, now it will be from obviously week 1 to 9. I know that I've got some feedback from some of you saying that it's very broad. I agree. However, if you know the main theories that we cover or main issues that we cover in CIA, you should be able to answer even by applying common sense. Now, So cases are actually relevant, but even if you don't understand the case or scenario, you can still answer some of the questions just if you know what the theories are about and main issues that we discussed. Learning tasks are actually very good preparations for your exam. I know not many of you actually participated in discussion. And I didn't really push hard because we only have 7 people, and the synergy that you may get wouldn't be really optimum because we only have a small number of students. So I try to contact you guys on an individual basis rather than as a group. But think about at least think about what your answers might be for each learning task. And there are some answers posted by Fiona. She did an amazing job. If you answer something like Fiona did, you will get good marks. Now, when you answer your exam questions, so going back to the practice exam. Now, when you answer, that's actually exam. That's not what I wanted to go. Okay. When you answer your exam questions, now obviously your marks will be allocated as per the requirement. So have you actually answered the question to each requirements or each question? Or are you rambling about something? Because rambling, if you talk about something is not as relevant, it gives a really bad vibes, indicating your lack of understanding. So your answer doesn't have to be long, but it has to be straight to the point. So do not ramble. Yeah, if you don't know, well, you can guess, but try not to write too much of things that are not answering the question. So after writing your answer, reread what you wrote and think about, okay, did I answer the question? If you're unsure because you don't understand the question, well, that's a sign that you may not get good marks. But try to answer without providing all this background information, just straight to the point. Answer the question, yeah? Because in the exam, you'll be pushing time. And you may not have enough time to cover everything if you have to provide background for all these questions. So now it is really good practice to do all these questions because it will at least get you to think about certain things. You will have questions about what we covered in the course. So you may get questions about, AASB 141 or IAS 41, how the measurement changed from fair value to historic cost, or, what are the benefits of a fair value, or what are the, benefits of a historic cost, what they talk, in terms of positive accounting theory, how this will be relevant, what will be better. Now, a lot of those things are not black and white. So you have to justify your answers. And if your justification is strong, then you will get good marks. Remember, it's not necessarily black and white. Yeah, it's about how strongly you support your argument. And even for markers, we don't have a really clear set of marking guide because, well, even if your opinion, your answers are different to my opinion, if you really convince me with a good evidence and solid argument, solid support, then you will get good marks. It's not about what I believe personally or what other people say. We are asking your opinion, and are you able to answer exam questions with the solid evidence or support? Yeah, remember that. I know if you like numbers and you want to know whether you're correct or not, maybe you need to change your thinking process because this course is not really about whether you're right or wrong. Obviously, there are certain things that have to be on the ball. Like if you're asking about what is the meaning of social contract in this context, then you need to know what we mean by social contract. Yeah. What's the why we have a different measurement? Why are they pushing for fair value rather than history cost? Then you need to understand what are the benefits and disadvantages of fair value, the disadvantages and advantages of history cost, and why would different group push for something rather than the other, things like that. If you apply a real life example, by all means, yeah. If you want to draw some support from your personal experience from your work, by all means, you do that. Now, when you answer questions, please think about your communication skills, because I know it will make sense in your head what you're writing because you're writing it. But for the readers, for the markers, would that make sense? Yeah, I know you're pushing time and you just wanna, write whatever you can within the given time, but think about how well you're communicating to the marker. Yeah. So, for instance, this sort of thing, you should be able to answer what they are, even if you don't understand the scenario. But obviously, it will help. Now, so the key. Well, what I personally would do and what I did for my exam when I did this course back in the day, I actually wrote all the theories that we covered, all the main issues like measurement issues or, changing measurement from one to the other, or who are the different groups of stakeholders and what's their agenda, and how, depending on which theoretical perspective you take, how would their agenda change or things like that. So I remember when I was doing this exam, this course, I actually wrote pages and pages of theories and, all those main issues that we covered. Obviously, it doesn't mean that you need to memorize it, but by writing down, you retain more because of muscle memory, or I don't know, but apparently there are research showing that if you write something down or type something down, you remember things better. And while you're writing, it may click more than you just reading off the screen. That's what I would do. So I would just make a few big theoretical perspective or theories that we covered and what the key points are. And then I'll think about examples. Okay, how can I relate this? So if you're think about stakeholder theory, yeah, then okay, what is the main premises of stakeholder theory, and why is it important? So why businesses need to care about all the stakeholders, not just the main, most powerful stakeholder? What is the benefits of that and disadvantages of that? Yeah, and think about in real context, like if you think about BHP. And they're only thinking about the government stakeholder because they are powerful. Or you think about the investors. Is that good enough? Or do they need to care about communities and, all the employees working remote places, all those things, yeah. That will make you understand the theoretical perspectives and contemporary issues a bit better. That's what I could say, because obviously you can't have anything with you. It's not open book. And we don't expect you to memorize everything. And best way to go about this is basically understanding it. But I understand that it could be a hard ask, but it's doable. Try to relate to real life or something that you can actually relate to, and then you can remember it better and apply it. When you write your answers, because guys, I can guarantee the exam questions are nothing new. It may be written in slightly different words, but they are exactly the same as, not exactly, but very similar to practice exam and learning tasks. So it's within that. So you've seen it. You already thought about it. If you went through all the learning tasks and practice exam, you already seen it. You've done it. Yeah. So do revision, yeah, and watch the video. And I know that if you don't have enough time to watch the videos, then read the chapters, textbook, read the key summary, yeah, of the textbook if you're a fast reader rather than watching the videos. But anyway, I can guarantee you that there is nothing new that we haven't covered that will be in the exam. So once again, part A, we'll have 3 questions. Within these 3 questions, some of them have sub-questions. So if the question one in part A is 50 marks worth, then you may have sub-question for, small marks allocated for here and there. Yeah, if you have any questions, please give me a call or send me a message or email, then I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now do the RP now, yeah, mandatory training quiz. Run the software, run the program on your device. If any issues, let me know. And then go through, do the revision thoroughly. But I think this is, I know that you already have good marks from your assignment. So you only need to pick up a few marks for some people. I know that. But you need to pass the exam in order to pass the course. And that means some of you, if you pass the exam, that you're already on distinction. So just push a little bit harder to get HD because it's really, really, really doable in this course. Yeah, there's no right or wrong. So it's about your ability to communicate your opinions and how articulate you are and how strong your evidence and support is. Yeah. All right. Good luck, guys. And if you have any questions, please contact me. And otherwise, yeah, I will try to give you a call before the exam, or if I don't hear from you, then good luck with your exam. And yeah, see how we go. All right, bye for now.